I bought the most expensive dirt bike on TEMU, and the online listing boasted 50% more power than the 2TO while only being $70 more. But when I went to purchase this bike, I got the classic TEMU lottery thing and it was $50 off. So only 20 more bucks for 50% more power. And it looks like a completely different setup, so it'll be interesting to compare suspension, battery, power, everything that makes a dirt bike worth buying. Because honestly, for this price, this seems too good to be true. Not everything you see on TEMU is real, but we're about to find out if this one is. So on TEMU, this is just called a powerful electric dirt bike for adults and teens. There's no brand or anything associated with it, so it'll be interesting to see if we see any branded paperwork in here to really even know what this is or where we could even buy parts for it if something were to break. Starting off with a bang, look at this carbon fiber looking number plate. The charger is different than the 2TO. No brand on the cover of the manual. Weird. Is that a shiesty? I guess wheelie takeovers have gotten so popular. Is it really? No way. That is funny. Interesting. Our goodie box has, whoa, a handlebar mounted headlight. That's cool looking. But it's not carbon, you can tell by the rear being plastic. It's just a aesthetic, but it looks good. Whoa, it's a totally different shape. Battle Wolf gloves? You get some stuff with this purchase. Kind of carbon fibery looking front fender. Weird. It's actually really different than the 2TO because the 2TO is aluminum and looks entirely different. This, if I'm right, that's steel with some really jank looking welds. Look at like the gap here, and then it's just kind of like bulging over the edge. Yeah. This bike is a similar size, but it is definitely its own thing. Look at this design. You've got an on-off switch down here. You have a carbon fiber look gas tank, side covers, the charging port works externally. I've been craving something fresh, something new, and here it is. It's hard to tell at the moment. It doesn't feel too heavy. These like reflective. Oh, they match the body. This is like a carbon fiber sticker. And these aren't stickers, that's like a dipped, you know, like they put the pattern in and then dip the piece in. So that's a bit nicer than the sticker for sure. This has a much larger motor, so maybe this thing actually is more powerful. And I can't see the controller, but we'll open it up and take a look. Let's get a little balance on this thing by attaching the rear shock. It's really front heavy, I can tell you already. Oh, look at that. There's our controller. It at least has a totally different heat sink. We have little bitty forks that look exactly like the 2TO, but gold. I know that some of you guys think I have some kind of problem buying 25 motorcycles and counting, and yes, I should definitely talk to someone about that. For real though, if you need to talk to someone about anything, BetterHelp is a great way to do it. BetterHelp is the sponsor of this video, and they're on a mission to make starting therapy easier. Finding the right therapist can be so time consuming, and if you're meeting them in person, take a big chunk out of your day. Which is why I like BetterHelp, because it's all online and there's an easy questionnaire that can match you with a therapist in as little as a couple days. And you can easily switch therapists at no extra cost at any time to find the right fit for you. A therapist will listen, ask questions, and help you see things from new perspectives. They can give you advice and techniques to make positive changes in your life. And with over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform that you can trust. So click the link in my description or go to betterhelp.com/EdwinOlding to get 10% off your first month to help you get started. Thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. The paint that's on the entire bike is this like speckly spray paint that looks like it's going to scratch off really easy. This gray has like the speckly flakes that make it shine, and so does the gold, which is never a good sign. It looks especially bad on the wheels. It doesn't look like a smooth paint job, and I just have a feeling the first time you go through a dirt trail, gravel road, that is going to look disastrous. We have one big Allen holding up the handlebars. It's a locking washer. Doesn't seem bad. I've never seen this before where the handlebars are already attached. It seems like maybe these won't align up properly, but maybe they set it all up, test it, and then remove this part. I don't know. This battery says it takes 10 to 12 hours to charge. And then we just need to plug it in right here on the side, which is actually a pretty nice location. Because on the 2TO, you need to unscrew the seat and then curve it in there. I mean, you can reach through here and charge it through there, but a lot of times when I charge this bike, I find it easiest just to remove it entirely. Which, by the looks of it, it'd be a lot more work to remove the battery from this. I wouldn't exactly call it hot swappable. The battery is the same voltage, and the charger charges at 3.5 amps instead of 2.5. It would appear that these handlebars are steel, so those would be heavier than the 2TO bars as well. Assembling this bike was super simple. All I had to do was put a few screws in the fender, the holes lined up just fine, remove the spacer from the front brake, and then put in the axle. The larger spacer went on the side of the brake. The little light is rechargeable by USB, and you power it on just like this. It has a nice amber, and then of course some really bright settings. And it's on this little tactical rail. So you just throw this on the handlebars, make it stick out in that gap. There aren't any wires going to it, so it isn't confusing and it isn't drawing from your bike. So if you're using your headlight, it's on its own battery. And you could easily use the thumb screw, slide it off and bring it with you. Say you're doing some urban exploring or something, you find a cool spot to check out, you could just slide it off, go check it out and hop back on the bike. Okay, in theory it was easy, but everything is so tight in here, you're not gonna wanna take this off. Nice. This one was a bit bent in shaping. The other way went in way easier. Let's unbend that and try again. That's what you want. You can see right here how there's just this little layer of film that's the carbon fiber aesthetic on plastic. You can see it got scratched there in shipping. Oh, and this shock is adjustable. Cool, adjustable preload with a go-kart logo on it. It's kind of weird. So now we have a power mode selector, just like the RTR. There's 1, 2, 3, sport mode. Power mode 1. Leaves a lot to be desired. Power mode 2. Better. Chain seems tight and this chain guard makes it really loud. 3. Okay. Holy, why does it sound like that? Oh. Oh no. We're at 100% battery, top mode, which is mode 3, sport mode. Let's see if she has it where it counts. We'll have to take this thing outside and compare the two, see how it does. On paper, it's 50% more power. I mean, definitely does burnouts a little better, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. I'm gonna go fish out the other 2TO with the knobby tires to make a more perfect comparison. But I am going to need to move some past videos, projects, purchases, like the lawnmower from my most expensive TEMU mower video, and the cheapest 250 from Walmart. Now this bike does look pretty good, even next to the 2TO, but is it any good? No, it's really not. You can hear the tire hitting the fender when I land, and the front fork is so soft. And the TEMU listing did list this for teens and adults. So it's not like I'm just riding a kid's bike. This is meant for me. And it's just way too soft. I'm in sport mode, mode 3. As powerful as it gets. I'll fully compress the forks, fully pull back. And I'm not going to even get close to being able to wheelie this thing. And the seat wants to slide you into the tank, and then at the very end of it, where you want to be sitting, you're basically sitting on this little fender. And I know I'm going to break it off if I ride it anymore. All right, we will get an exact top speed. That's the only way we're going to get our money back if this thing actually can't go 34 miles an hour. Since this is a more expensive item, TEMU is going to want proof that it wasn't as listed. I can't just return it because it's bad, but I'm going to try and I'll make a post on my page if they let me return it or not. So make sure you subscribe for more great videos and to see the verdict on this return, which I'm almost positive it cannot, because it's less power than the 2TO. The 2TO can barely do it, but it can. That has been proven. And I just have a feeling that this thing can go 25 tops. Listen to how much louder it is. It's crazy. Full battery, full speed. It's not going to get, oh, there's 25. And that's tops. 27. Also, I'm realizing now that I'm back on the 2TO, when you turn in, the rakes aren't leaned back far enough on that other bike. So it kind of like tries to bring you into the ground. The rake isn't correct. Just listen to how much quieter this thing is. It's such a nicer ride in general, let alone the speed. This one I've done 34 on, and look how easily you can just pop it up. Both feet on the pegs. Total difference. And this one isn't even fully charged. The front is so soft, so much softer than the rear. Getting a foot down like that is the only way I can get it to wheelie consistently. And even then, it's so much harder to hold at the balance point because of its extra weight. Well, there you have it. Don't buy that other bike. My overall pick is still the ETM RTR Lite. That's $2,000 with my code. So it is more expensive, but it's worth the extra money. These bikes at the end of the day are more toys than they are a dirt bike. And this one isn't even that. This one is just a disaster. This thing gets weird even when you first turn it on. You need to turn this to off and then on again to get it like out of park. You can really just tell it doesn't have the proper torque to do anything. The grips on that are better. The 2D has this screen that sticks out and it kind of blocks part of your throw. There's a clear winner here. This thing doesn't even come close.